We are just about to make one of another Culinary Works classics. I absolutely love this because I'm a big fan of salmon anyway. So this is a spiced salmon with a maple butter glaze. So spiced salmon means we're going to put on some spices, maple butter glaze, which means that we're going to take a small saucepan, we're going to add some butter and some maple syrup, we're going to mix it till it's warm, and then we're going to brush it on top of the salmon as it bakes in the oven, which is going to go on top of one of these wood planks. If you're not really confident in cooking fish, this is a great way to do salmon because it's pretty much foolproof and it just tastes absolutely delicious. I recommend doing this in the oven because I feel like it is a little bit difficult doing it on the grill. If you are going to do it on the grill, I recommend doing it on indirect. So like meaning the plank is over here and the grill's not on over here. The grill's on over here, so that it's not getting that, because obviously it's wood, it's gonna burn, right? And it does. And you could have like a little water bottle to, spritz it out, but in general, in the oven it works really well. So we have a great piece of salmon here. What we're gonna do, I'm just looking at the kind of the size here. I think we should fit. I might end up cutting it a little bit, but nonetheless, let's talk about our kind of spice mix here. So we have some ground mustard, which is yummy. We have some garlic powder, we have some cumin, and we have a little bit of, let's see what else here. Oh, a little coriander, yep. Smoked paprika, regular paprika. And then chili powder. Okay, let's just confirm that one more time because I think I messed something up. So regular paprika, smoked paprika, chili powder, mustard powder, cumin, garlic powder, and brown sugar. That's what I messed up. I thought it was coriander. No, brown sugar. Okay. So we're going to mixy all these up. And then once I get this well mixed, I'll bring you guys right back. So we'll put it on top of the salmon. All right, so back to our salmon here. So we have our spice mix, which, we already talked about. I did cut the salmon in half, so there's two pieces. And actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it under, you'll see. But let's just get our glaze going. So couple tablespoons of softened butter here, or whatever, hard butter, doesn't matter. A little bit of butter, a little bit of maple syrup. Sounds good, right? Okay, so we'll mix that up with a little brush here. Let that kind of get nicely melted. A mess there. Okay, so on the salmon. The plank is soaking here, so you see that it's in the water. Just keep turning it, kind of back and forth. We're going to season the salmon with a little bit of, so just put that right on top there. Season it with some salt. I know, but you need to be generous with kosher salt. It's okay. It's not going to hurt you. And that's one thing that people, turn that down. In class, always a little surprised by the amount of salt, but it's okay. Makes food taste good. Okay, I can turn that off. Actually, that's totally fine. Here's our our little kind of spice mix here. Kind of rub that all over the salmon. This is great because you could do this part ahead of time, right? All right, that looks good. And I feel like this is kind of good for fall too because of you have the spice mix on here. And other times of year, I've used kind of a similar, I've used the planks, just and did a different type of spice rub on top. You could use lots of different flavors. You could even just, buy the spice rubs that are at the store that are already, kind of pre-made. Just be careful, make sure you see whether or not they do or don't have salt. I don't really feel like this really needs a lot of pepper. I mean, because you have the spice mix that has a lot of kind of flavors in it, so I don't think we need that. Okay, so we're going to drain the water here from this. We're going to put a little bit of oil on top of the plank here. And then we're going to go ahead and get it into the oven. So just to recap really quick what we've done here, we have our mix here of our butter and our maple syrup. And then over here we have our mix of spices, which I told you about, which you could do that way ahead of time. We sliced our salmon, we did some salt, and then we put on our rub. All right, so that's where we are. All right, so here comes the oil, just a little bit so it, it doesn't really stick too much. And we'll go ahead and add our salmon on top here. And a piece here. And what I'm going to do is just kind of tuck it in right here, just a little bit, just so that now it's the thickness is more even. Okay. And that's actually my favorite part right here. This part here is delicious. This is the belly. This we actually got at Fjord Fishery right here in New Canaan, one of our little local fish markets here. They have great products over there at Fjord. So now we're just going to paint it with the glaze here. We're not going to use all the glaze right now because we're going to do it like halfway through, okay? So we're just going to use some for now. Good little job for some kids. Actually, though, might make a mess, but that's okay. All right, so that looks good. It's going to go in the oven at 375, and we'll keep our eye on it. Okay, so look at the salmon. I did glaze it. You know, obviously you saw before we put it in, I glazed it again, you know, kind of midway through while it was cooking. And, I mean, it just smells delicious. It looks really good. One thing when you're trying to tell if fish is done, like, because everybody's like, gets confused on that. Like, is the fish done? I can't quite tell. So what you can do is just take a knife. I just happen to have a sharp one here, but you could use a butter knife or something else. And you just insert it, like, right through the fish. Like, just hold it there, hold it, like 5 or 6, 7, 8 seconds. And then pull it out. It's pretty warm, so you know that the inside is pretty warm. So it's, you know, pretty close to being done. If the knife is kind of just, you know, like a little bit warm, then the inside's probably not all the way cooked. So there goes the knife. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take the salmon here. Plate it up here for you. Give it a little taste. Oh, let me just garnish it with some green just to give it a little bit of color here. All right. A little bit of greenage there, a little bit of freshness. Oh, that looks good. You could serve this with some rice, obviously any other kind of starch. I know I serve it a lot at work with risotto. I like to serve it with risotto as well. Like a butternut squash risotto is kind of perfect for the fall. I'm going to get a kind of a piece like from the belly area. So I said I like the belly part the best, right? And I think I told you that. So let's take a look. Oh, just so tender. And you know, it's not like too smoky. It's not like incredibly smoky, but look. I mean, look at that right there. Oh my God. I mean, I really like salmon. It's delicious. You get the little sweetness from the glaze, you know, kind of that butter imparts that richness in the fish. And it's delicious. Like I said, even if you didn't try the actual spice rub and just did like, you know, salt and pepper or just some kind of spice rub from the grocery store, you know, that would be delicious too. So give it a try, my friends. You won't be disappointed.